right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things, okay? Listen, Offset's life is getting messier and messier by the day. I don't know what kind of voodoo is on Offset right now, but it is not good. So Offset and Saweetie's love affair has seemingly been exposed, okay? So if you remember, maybe about 2 years ago, it came out that Offset had been porking Saweetie on the side. Perhaps that was the issue with him and Little Baby. I don't know. But Saweetie, I guess, has been bouncing around from rapper to rapper, allegedly. I don't know. Don't sue me. I'm just saying. This is what the girls were saying. And we also know that Saweetie was dating Quavo, and maybe that was the reason why they fell out. I don't know. But then, too, we know that Cardi B never really liked Saweetie. They never really had a relationship. Now, N.O.R.E does an interview with Jason Lee on the Jason Lee podcast, Jason Lee show. And they seemingly talk about, an issue that N.O.R.E and Offset had. I guess they had fallen out or whatever. But long story short, N.O.R.E talks about a question that Offset, that he took out of an interview, due to bro code in regards to Saweetie and Offset hooking up. Now, apparently the question got answered. He knows the answer to the question. He never revealed it. But Jason Lee, being who Jason Lee is, very messy, and who probably knows the answer too, goes and says, oh, yeah, I remember that, because you said if he keeps trying you, you're going to leak the question, or you're going to leak what happened on the interview.
Interview with Takeoff and Quavo together. By the way, the Migos, just be very clear, is still probably my favorite hip-hop group of this generation, because I just love what they had.
They legends.
But you had
and by the way, me, because like we're dipping into a conversation where it seems like me and Offset had beef. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't have beef. Like what it was he asked me for a certain thing that I actually did. I just didn't do it.
You took out the question of whether or not Offset slept with Saweetie.
Absolutely.
You took that question out.
Absolutely.
And you still have that footage.
Absolutely.
And you have the answer.
Absolutely.
But
I respected man code.
Okay. And took it out.
Absolutely.
Would you sell it?
Nope.
To me?
Nope.
To Cardi?
Nope.
To Saweetie?
But it depends on y'all. How much y'all offer? Nah. Hell no. Offset, I got
but
your
you
back.
Are the only person right now
would have done that.
That has the answer.
No. And guess what? You still ain't gonna get the answer.
Who was on set with you that day? Because you be having a lot of people in the background. Can we pay them? No. Okay, no, we won't do that. But so you asked the question.
By mistake. I didn't know.
But you asked the question.
Yes, I did.
And you got the answer.
Yes, I did.
But then you cut it out.
Yes.
And you held on to it.
To this day.
Because of the bro code. Oh, that's right. Because when you called me, you said if he keep talking, you'll put it out.
Damn, yo.
That's right. That's right.
So that tells me that pretty much Offset banged Saweetie. I mean, 1 + 1 is definitely equaling 2. They don't necessarily have to say it, but it's very clear here. And N.O.R.E was messy as hell for going on Jason Lee and kind of even bringing that up and alley-ooping that like that, because you already knew that Jason Lee was going to take it, run with it, and carry it. And at this point, you might as well put it out, But my thing is, Saweetie, if that is true, how dirty could you get? How dirty does a D gon' get? Jesus. And Offset, you were really out here embarrassing the dog shit out of Cardi B. Like at some point, I almost feel bad for the girl. So you mean you bang Saweetie? You bang N.O.R.E allegedly? You've Krishan? And a slew of everybody else. If I'm Cardi B, I don't know if I'm upset or if I feel like, bitch, is my pussy broke? Is it no good? Because how you hit the top of the food chain and you want to with bum bitches below me? I'm the top of the food chain and you hitting all these bitches under me. Krishan, Saweetie, N.O.R.E got her own motion because she's not an artist, but you know what I mean? So she's more of like an influencer, a socialite, but still she's not Cardi B, And so at some point I just feel like that relationship needed to end because you had this girl looking ridiculous. But then also, Offset, if you slept with Saweetie, wasn't Quavo your mans? How you bang Saweetie? And then Saweetie, you got these niggas running crazy. You done went from Quavo to Lil Baby to Offset, so you just running through the Atlanta niggas' booth. That's a bad man. But she never addresses anything. She never says nothing. And it's like, well, what would make her do that? Like, why would you want to sleep after Cardi B's man or just sleep after these girls' man? Like, are there no other niggas out there? But then two, in my mind, sweetie, that's too close to home. You done homie hopped? Damn, it don't even matter. These niggas, these females, nobody, people just ain't shit. It don't matter how much money, how much fame, how much access, people are still people. You get what I'm saying? And then for Cardi B, it's like, girl, I know that had, and not for nothing, I'm sure that's probably why she was getting surgery. So now now it's all making sense of why her emotions were just rampantly through the roof and her self-esteem was down, because it's like you're at the top of the food chain when it comes to music and career, but yet these other girls that are not on your level, they're still being able to get your nigga. And the thing is this, my thing is cheat up. Don't cheat down. You feel me? Don't have these bitches feeling like they can be on my level. Don't have these hoes feeling like, yeah, I'm Cardi B man. Because then in turn, you had her chopping her face all up, pinning behind her ears and her neck and her throat and laying on every doctor. And nigga, you still cheating. She crashing out on live, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now I get it. Girl, you were being tormented by this nigga, and he was over there really breaking down her self-esteem, had her feeling ugly. So she was feeling like, in my mind, she had to compete, and it was like nothing that she was doing was good enough. It didn't matter about the money, didn't matter the look, didn't matter the surgery, didn't matter the face. No face worked. You still cheated. No body worked. You skinny, fat, thick, whatever. Still was cheating. And it's just like, at some point, she had to get out of that because he was driving her crazy. And she tried to stay. So now I see, like, okay, Cardi B, for her own mental, she had to get out of there, because if I was her, I'd want to kill one of these hoes. Because now these hoes is playing in my face. Because now it's like, sweetie, I'm going to come in, girl. I can get your nigga. Krishan Rock can get your nigga. Ari can get your nigga. And you, Cardi B, everybody can get your nigga? Everybody? It's like, girl, what's the point of being the queen if the peasants is still getting the dick? I don't know. I just thought that was crazy. So while it wasn't actually confirmed, I do feel as though that was very clear that Offset messed around with Saweetie. They clearly had a relationship. And I just think that at some point, Offset, he needs to control his addictions. It's giving you have a addiction, it's giving you have a gambling addiction, and it's like you were out here embarrassing your family and your girl. And now I see why Cardi B was like so much on edge during that time, because she probably was getting whacked left and right. And the thing was, to save face, she didn't really want to put him out there like that, because then at the same time, she's pregnant. But everybody's looking and laughing at you because you're supposed to be this big fab, bad bitch, and all these little basic bitches is got your nigga. So it's like, no matter how many records you sell, no matter how famous you are, no matter how pretty you get, no matter how much surgery you got, how much money you got, your pussy still ain't enough to keep the nigga. And all these bitches in the group chat laughing, saying, girl, we can get the nigga. He had to go. Because you got these hoes feeling like they on my level. And you got these hoes laughing at me. Absolutely not. And then you got a gambling addiction. You playing with the money. But Offset must got some good. Because why? The ugly, cute niggas, they might have, something might be there with it. Because it's like, how are you getting everybody? And the thing is this, when the rumors come out, none of the girls say nothing. Ari didn't say nothing. Saweetie didn't say nothing. Krishan didn't say nothing. So I'm like, well, why ain't nobody saying nothing if it ain't true? And now I'm like, well, this got to be true, because everybody's acting like, PR, we don't have to speak on it. At this point, who haven't Offset? You get what I'm saying? So Cardi B, you could never go back to Offset. I don't think that she will. And at this point, I'm not even mad at her for having the baby with Stefan. At first, I was just like, damn, girl, you just went and had the baby. But I think that she was tired, and she had to. She was tired of being played with, so she needed to feel validated. She wanted to feel pretty, And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I feel a little bad for Cardi B a little bit in that instance, because it's like, damn, it's like I'm never enough. No matter what I do, I'm just not good enough. And then, she hops over to the Stefan Diggs train, and he's got 10 influencer baby mamas, and a lot of them are beautiful too. So then, but she's still Cardi B, but arguably, they look better than she do.
Shit, okay.
But it's like, damn. So I gotta still settle to be, just one of the ones in the number. I just hope, for Cardi B's sake, down the line, that she really, really understands her value. Not for vanity purposes. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm not talking about musically. I'm talking about as a human being. Whatever it is that she brings to the table for these men and support system behind closed doors where we don't know, I hope that she really sees that and does not find herself in these situations with men that are not just choosing her, and also men that are going to, she's Cardi B. Stop getting with niggas that is going to sleep with any hoe. Have somebody that's going to have some Now, yeah, men are physical beings, so competing in the looks department was you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So some of these broke bitches is really pretty though. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing, but at the same time, Cardi B not like the worst looking thing out there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like she's got the money, she's decent, and so you can go and find somebody that's gonna respect who you are. Like, I don't think that Stephon Diggs or Offset were good options for her, but in order for her to see, she has to see that for herself, and she has to see her value. And it can't be a bunch of people just blowing smoke up her ass and sitting around her telling her she's great, she's great. She has to actually believe that. So she's going to have to do the inner work and the inner healing so that she can actually see the true value in herself. And so she can start choosing better partners and aligning herself with that, because, or maybe she likes the toxicity of these kind of niggas. I don't know. But she's got to start aligning herself better, because all these girls are going to want to try to come sleep with what she had, and she doesn't need to be just a part of another number. She's worked too hard, and she's had way too much success to be amongst girls that are nowhere near her success level. So I don't know. But Offset and Saweetie, that was some tea. I wonder what they did. How did she suck his dick? Did he hit when you're fucking Saweetie, if you're doing that, what's going through your head? When did that happen? How does that happen? Why? I have so many questions. And Saweetie, what you give it? And if I was Cardi B, I would have slapped the dog shit out of her. It's no shade. And if I'm Quavo, me and Offset getting into it. Bad. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that they did something? It's very clear that they did something. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Offset and Quavo not cool. Cardi B never liked Saweetie. And nobody's really addressing. Now there's a question that was asked and it got cut out. Like, what? Anyway, this industry is a mess and it's a lot of tea. It's just so much going on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy and we'll see you soon. Peace out.